Are we live? Alright. Welcome back, guys, to Cafe BuzzCo, and today we'll be discussing Group E, which features Belgium, Italy, Ireland, and Sweden. Tough group. Many people say it's the group of death. I'll start by talking about Belgium, and I'll say this. If they don't do something with all the hype around them, Belgium will forever be known as the country with good chocolates and capital cities named after vegetables. Of course, I'm joking, but with so many talented players that performances do, I mean, top 5 goalie in Courtois, defense pristine, playing in great clubs, Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld. You've got, midfielders the caliber of De Bruyne, Hazard, Axel Witsel. You've got a list of strikers you've called up. Romelu Lukaku, Christian Benteke, Miki Batshuayi on the rise, and yet your top scorer is Marouane Fellaini. How does this happen? Belgium needs to play better football. They need to play faster football, and Mark Wilmots, due credit to him, has adopted more systems that employ this. They played really slow at the last World Cup, and he's trying to get his best players going. The problem is he still uses his striker, which arguably I think Lukaku should be used as a focal point. Instead, he uses his striker as more of a pivot for more players like Hazard, Mertens on the side to come in. So it's a little bit frustrating, and it is frustrating for those strikers, whoever plays. Which is why I have mixed feelings about Belgium. They have the potential, they have the squad, and yet they haven't proved it at the biggest moment. They've got a good record, they've gotten loads of wins in the last 30 games, they've only lost a handful of games, but it's those big games they lost. And it'll be continue to haunt them. They have to break through. They had a decent qualifying, it's all for the taking, and I think they've got a good chance of going far if they can just get their key players going. The next team I want to talk about is Italy, who are led by Antonio Conte, and I think that is their biggest asset at this point, because if you look at Italy's qualifying, they didn't lose a game, and they don't have the best squad. That's a lot of credit to Conte right there. Italy used to be a powerhouse. Now you've got Pele in attack. He was your top goal scorer with 3 goals. It's a little bit deficient there. Your midfield over the last few weeks or months has gone injured. I mean, the likes of Verratti, Montalivo, Marchisio, all injured, and you don't have Pirlo. Your midfield is looking real skim. You still have De Rossi, you still have Candreva, but it's looking skim. And that was something that should have been heavily relied on from Italy. The only thing that's set in stone is the defense. You've got Conte's back line from Juventus, Bargali, Bonucci, and Cellini, and obviously Buffon in net. So the defense will continue to perform, and they lost a little amount of goals in qualifying. But the problem is goals, and they can't generate too many of them, and 5 of their 7 wins in qualifying were by 1 goal. 2 of those 1-goal wins were 1-0 wins against Malta. So that doesn't really spell confidence, but I think with Conte they can pass on to the round of 16 and get to a certain point, but I think there's a limit to what this squad can do. The next team in the group is Ireland, who are just really hard to play against. They have basically all their fixtures are 1-goal games. Either they win or they lose by 1, but it doesn't get out of hand because they just play hard football. And if you're not prepared for that hard football, the strikers can punish you. They got Walters, they got Long. A lot of people will deny their quality. If you don't match their physicality, they will win the game because they're that ruthless and that physical that they're capable of producing goals. What's nice recent development about Ireland is they've got a little bit more confidence going forward. They got Coleman and Brady on the wide backs now. They bomb forward a little bit, provide a bit of pace, provide a little bit of quality, They still got, their anchors in midfield and McCarthy and Whelan, but they implemented Hendrick a little bit, and he did well, along with Houlihan, who I think is going to be key. Even at 34, this is the one player on Ireland who I can say truly has a creative mind, because when I see this guy wriggle around when he played for Norwich, it's amazing what he can do. He's just a little nimble guy. He just gets into these space, finds these passes, and he makes this Norwich tick, and I think he can make Ireland tick. They got some really good results in qualifying when they beat Germany and they tied Germany. So they can play some good football, and they're not outclassed by a weak Italy team, a Belgian team who's yet to perform, and on to Sweden, who I'm going to analyze next. So I'm giving them some fair chance of getting out of this group. Sweden is what I still think is a one-man team. It's really Ibra. I mean, they're looking for, and even the media is saying it. The players aren't saying, but the media says Ibra's better produce some magic, and he has to, because there's little quality in that team. If it wasn't for Ibra, this would be a bang average team. They don't have much quality. You got Marcus Berg there, got Emil Forsberg, but nothing to be excited about. Eric Cameron, as the coach, taking over from Lagerbäck, promised more offensive football, and he didn't really deliver. Partially his fault because he didn't stick to his guns, but also because they have the lack of players. Like, they can't really employ a very attacking offensive football if you don't have the players to do so. Sweden's going to be really hard pressed to get results here. They managed to just slip into the Euros, getting into that playoff, beating Denmark, but I think they're going to lack quality. I think they're well short. I think they're, in my prediction, to go last. They could go through if Ibra produces appropriate magic, but I think they're going to be last. And my predictions would be Belgium to be first, actually. But I don't think they'll sweep the group. I think they'll actually lose with Sweden in the last game. That's a result that actually wouldn't surprise me. Belgium wins their 2 games and then they lose with Sweden. Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, Belgium first, Italy second. I think Conte will maneuver his way out of this, even with his limited squad. And I think Ireland will beat Sweden in the first game. And I think that's going to be enough just to get there. I think they might get a draw and end up with 4 points or something like that. But I think Belgium, Italy, Ireland, and Sweden.